Hey Sai, I don't know if you've seen in the news, or probably even more likely, you've probably seen on Facebook of people talking about this child falling into the gorilla pit. That is not what I'm going to talk about specifically today, but it does relate to what I do want to talk about, which is ironic considering what I'm going to be talking about. 1611. What I've seen on Facebook particularly is people who will complain about this gorilla issue being on the news and talk about how can we be talking about this issue when there's these other terrible things going on. It's like, how can we be so focused on this when this is so much worse and we barely talk about it? It's well intended. I think our society often has a misvalue of what is important. I think it's a good intentioned idea, but I think it brings some problems. So let me tell you those reasons. I think there will always be something worse. So when we focus on trying to find the worst issue, that is a never-ending loop of finger pointing. But focusing on two issues and saying that this issue isn't as important as this issue, I think it is a never-ending cycle. And here's why. It focuses on the more evil. And I think focusing on the more evil news is going to continue to go around because almost always there's going to be something worse. By doing this vicious cycle of this is worse or this is worse, you never actually talk about the issue. So if you're complaining about the gorilla issue, but you bring up this other issue, then often I've seen that people don't talk about either issue. I think the better way of interacting with the news is I think you should be informed. I think if the only thing you know about is the child and the gorilla story, I would suggest maybe knowing more about what's going on. But I also think we should use these relevant issues, regardless of their importance, as a catalyst for what is more important. So specifically, let's talk about the child and the gorilla. There's a lot of people talking about the parenting and all of that, and I think that's a little bit tricky to talk about because we don't have really deep facts to go off of. But what we can go off of is that it's a good conversation on human life. Was the child's life worth the gorilla's life? And leaning into that conversation is a huge conversation. Instead of diluting these issues and letting them simply be a wild story, let's use them as a catalyst for talking about things that are important. So I know today is a short video, but it's what I've been thinking about the last couple days, and I thought I'd share with you. I'll see you on Friday.